So I was in the garage working, and I seen the square sitting by itself, and I thought, kind of reminds me of a lot. You know, I spoke a lot on, you know, the world of duality, using the square as a reference, a symbol, you know, where you have the two opposite ends. But what I didn't say was that, you know, there's really no opposites. There's no good, there's no bad, there's no, you know, as the Kabbalion teaches us, there is no such thing as, you know, a whole truth or a whole lie. I mean, everything is all in, you know, it's just a part of a degree, you know. The truth is connected to the lie. Everything is one, ultimately. So even though you have these two, you know, opposite polar ends, those aren't real. Those are only reference guides that we as human beings use in this world. You know, the concept of duality is, you know, it is a useful tool, but it is also something that, you know, we need to be able to understand is it's not factual. Now, if you look at the square, you'll see that even though you have duality, you know, you have two ends, you can say that's good and evil, good and bad, right? Light and darkness. But ultimately, you know, they're only degrees. It's like the Kabbalion teaches, you know, if you look at a temperature, you know, gauge, you'll see that you can't tell where the hot and the cold end and begin. They just sort of, they run together. They're just, it's the degrees of the same thing. That the same elemental force is being measured in degrees, right? And it's the same with everything in the universe. Everything is vibration, energy, or light, you might say. The unknowable substance that scientists can't pinpoint. They can't put their finger on it, but it's there, right? Obviously. And so that's what all of the notches and the numbers and the degrees are found within those two polar ends. Now, also, if you've ever read The Grand Symbol, The Grand Symbol by Manly P. Hall, you know, you've read about how the body is divided up. It's basically reflective of the macrocosm. You know, obviously we're the microcosm. You have the heavens, you have the earth, and you have yourself, and you know, all these things are just a mirror image and explanation of each other. And so you know, you have the head as the highest part of the heavens, and the middle chamber of the body here, from the shoulders down to, you know, the bowels. That's the middle, the material plane, right? But it's also, it's divided into two parts. The higher heavens are divided into three parts, and a lot of this stems back to Rosicrucian philosophy as well. And this goes back to earlier times, you know, when they were trying to figure out, you know, they were doing a lot of anatomy research, right? And they were trying to figure out the occult meaning behind the human body, and trying to unlock the mysteries of existence, right? So you have the higher the heavens where God resides in the highest place of the heavens. But, you know, also outside of that, there's something too. But, you know, won't go into that. But the heavens, and then the middle chamber, and then from the bowels, you have the bowels down, which is the lower realms of existence. But, you know, if you take the square, obviously you can have the one end to the other. Let's say this is good, this high end is good, this lower end is bad. But if you take it and it'll connect the 24 inches, you know, it'll measure from your head to your bowels. Okay, so you have an example here of the connection of the degrees. They range from heavenly to, you know, the earthly, the more material, right? The more ignorance, but say heaven and hell, right? Two opposing opposites that are actually connected, okay? They're actually connected together through the whole vessel, right? So they're only degrees of the same thing. All that's exhibited within ourselves, you know. So and just as the square shows us, the degrees are notched, the numbers, you know, and you can't tell where the numbers begin and they end. I mean, it's just a bunch of numbers and notches, you know. So they're degrees, and you can break those up, and you can use and create order from those numbers. You can create order, okay? That's what it's for. It's developed for understanding, right? But it's manufactured by us, imperfect beings. So even the tools are going to be imperfect, right? So, but we do the best we can. But anyways, you know, if you angle, you have the square, right? But if you angle your body, you have to the bowels and to the head, to the heaven and the hell. If you angle, you become a fourth part of a circle with your back angled, okay? You become fourth part of a circle. So anyways, so basically what it all comes down to is, man, know thyself, right? I mean, while tools are useful and interesting and helpful, and you can read all of the literature and the scripture, all of the books, hear all of the stories you want, entertaining as it is, enlightening as it is, the point is that none of that is necessary. That you are indeed the grand symbol. Man and woman are the grand symbol of existence. It's all found within yourself. There's no need to look outside of yourself. There's no need to search anywhere except within. If you just take the time to look within yourself, you'll find that you are the grand symbol.